Good morning. This is Sarah with LuLaRoe Sarah Dennis, and I am excited to be with you this morning. I wanted to talk today a little about my experience thus far with selling LuLaRoe. So we are just 2 full weeks into selling LuLaRoe, and it has been a whirlwind. It has exceeded my expectations. So we are currently approximately $5,000 or so. I don't have an exact figure for you yet because I have a sale going on right now on our Facebook group, which is LuLaRoe Sarah and Dennis. So there's a sale going on right now. We're right around $5,000 worth of sales. We have been actively replenishing anything that sells. It's been replenished, and we've been growing our inventory. And even with that, we've been able to already begin paying ourselves back from our initial investment. So we think that's important for anyone who is out there and has watched many of these videos and is considering the investment themselves. Just 2 weeks in, we're already paying ourselves back. We've set aside money for taxes, we've replenished our inventory, we're building our inventory, and we're able to pay ourselves back a little. So before I get into a little more about the business side, I want to back up a little bit and tell you why I got started selling LuLaRoe. So, Dennis's cousin is an active LuLaRoe addict, we like to call her. She was consistently having LuLaRoe pop-ups online, and I would get these invites, and I had no idea what LuLaRoe was. I had never heard of it before. It's not very popular in my area here in Michigan. And so I kept getting these invites, and honestly, I just was deleting at first. And finally, one day, Dennis and I were talking, and he said, "Why don't you just buy something for one of these parties? Support her. She's having these a lot, this and that." So I said, "Okay." So we went ahead, and I bought an Irma and a pair of leggings from one of her parties. And I loved what I was seeing as far as patterns and that go. I'm not normally someone who would wear patterns like that. I'm pretty much a solid kind of person. I had never in my life worn leggings before. As a curvier girl, didn't feel comfortable. So when I purchased those leggings, it was taking a huge step out into my discomfort zone. So the package arrives, I put it on, and instantly my confidence level rose. I felt so beautiful, so confident, ready to take on the world. And I looked at Dennis and I said, "We have to do this." And he said, "Are you kidding me, Sarah? I just had to beg you to buy something or force you. And now you want to sell it." And I said, "Absolutely. Because if I feel this amazing in it, I have to help other people feel this amazing. Because it's not easy sometimes, no matter what size you are. If you're a bigger girl, if you're a smaller girl, or somewhere in the middle, we all have our insecurities about our bodies. And anything that will help us feel a little better about that is phenomenal." So that's a little about how we got started there. We submitted our paperwork 2 days later. Literally, I got my that first initial order as a customer, loved it so much. 2 days later, I submitted my paperwork to become a consultant. That's how quickly we made our decision that it was there. And even with it being so quick, though, I'd like to note that we did a ton of research. Within those couple days, I really did a thorough search of everything, and I put together a full business plan, including with PowerPoint, the whole nine, to present to Dennis, sharing with him, this is the business model, this is what it's going to look like, this is the investment we're going to put forth in it, this is the worst case scenario, this is, best case scenario, here's what I actually think is going to happen for us, and this and that. And I'm really happy to say that what I thought we were going to be at the end of 1 month is where we're at now at the end of 2 full weeks of selling. So I'm exceeding our expectations, which is just beyond what I ever imagined. So that takes us to where we're at now. One of the biggest concerns that I hear out there right now, as I'm looking on some LuLaRoe sites or watching some YouTube videos and things, as I'm hearing some concerns about market saturation. And I want to rest your mind at ease a little about that. If you're purely looking to sell online, then you might have a little bit of a concern about that, because when you're looking online, you're going to have all these other thousands of consultants out there. Now, with that being said, though, even though there's thousands of consultants online, you also all have very different inventory. For anyone who's not aware, LuLaRoe only makes a limited quantity of each print, and we don't get to pick what prints we have. So each consultant is going to have something different, which is nice. It makes it less competitive. We're helping each other out. My upline has been phenomenal. My sponsors are always there at the drop of a dime to answer questions I have, to help me out, and to just be ready to assist. They actually live out of state from me, and I had a customer that wanted to do an exchange. She didn't like how some shirts fit her, and my sponsors were right there to jump in and helped her with that exchange so that she could make sure she had a shirt that fit her. She was able to try it on right then and there. To me, that is phenomenal. Something that you would not see in any other company I've come across. Most times people are, they're very, for lack of a better term, stingy about the product. And this is my business and this is you, and your customer was unhappy, you take care of it. And that's just not how it is. Of course, like with anything else, you'll run across a couple bad apples, but my overall experience has been nothing but successful in positivity and happiness. My entire upline team, not just my sponsors, my sponsor's sponsor, and going right up from there, have all been extremely helpful. They provide a lot of training tips, and so forth. So if you're looking at or thinking about becoming a consultant, I would be happy to talk with you about that and share some more in-depth experience about what I've had, uh, answer some questions you might have, and so forth. But I could assure you, you'd be joining a fabulous team, not only with me as your sponsor, but also with the team that's above me that is more than willing to reach out and assist with anything. So I encourage you to go forth today, share your positivity, share your karma with somebody else, and make sure that if those around you were only acting half as good as you, that you'd be happy with that result. So this has been Sarah with LuLaRoe, Sarah and Dennis. I hope to see you soon. And once again, please reach out to me if you have any questions about the LuLaRoe business side of things, or if you're a customer looking to shop, we'd be happy to help you with that as well. Have a great day. Talk to you soon.